Hello my friends, and welcome back to another episode of card making with me, Shawn from Manly Made Minutes. So I'm not sure about you, but I'm always by default looking at everything around me, getting inspiration from things that I see, whether it be an advertisement, whether it be a painting on a wall. I recently was at a little festival about a month or so back, and they had this great mural with an umbrella and a rain shower, and I had to take a picture of that because I'm like, that'd be a great card, or turn it into something of my interpretation of that painting for a card. So this just happened to me recently of an ad I saw for some trees, like some home decor. And I'm going to throw the picture up here on the screen for you just so you can kind of see my inspiration. And it took me, it's been sitting in my phone for a little while that I saved, and I went back to it. I'm like, I looked through my stamps, and all of a sudden I'm like, I have the perfect stamp set to do this with. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this inspiration up here on the screen. I'm going to turn it into a card, okay? And hopefully you can do the same with any inspiration that you see. Hopefully this inspires you if you have this stamp set or something similar, that you can do the same thing. So before we move on, I just want to let you know, if you are not a subscriber to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you follow along and watch my journey and see what I create, and hopefully it inspires you as well. You can also find me on Instagram under Manly Made Minute, same name there, and go ahead and hit that follow button, and that thumbs up on the videos definitely helps my algorithm and would greatly appreciate it. And any comment you have, I would love to see it. I try to reply to everybody as much as I can, and I appreciate all the input and all the encouragement as well. So let's head on down and let's just take a look at how I'm going to create this card. This is the Gina K Merry Everything stamp set from last year. This is the perfect stamp set because I have this outline to recreate that inspiration. I'm going to throw that inspiration up here in the corner again just so you can kind of see it. Perfect stamp set for this. So here's what I've done. I've taken this stamp set, just this triangle tree outline, whatever you have, whatever you want to call it, right? And I have embossed it in silver, and I've used the Hope sentiment from this stamp set, okay, and put it down here. So this is embossed, and this is embossed. I have this on Canson XL water paper on the smooth side. There's kind of a smoother side, and there's kind of a rougher side. I've got it on the smoother side. Now, pardon me, to recreate my bulbs inside of here, I'm just using some change, all right? I got a quarter, a penny, a dime, and a nickel. And I'm just going to lightly trace these inside here randomly. I'm not going for a pattern. I'm not going for like true, even, all the same. I just kind of want a random pattern on this. And I'm going to keep stacking these randomly as I go up and fill this in, okay? All right, just making all these fit is all I'm trying to do. And I'm just going to keep going. And I don't necessarily need to fill the whole thing because if you look at that inspiration, it's kind of random-ish, right? And not completely filled in. Again, use your artistic interpretation, okay? So actually I'm going to throw this one as if it's balancing up in here on this edge. And I'm going to use my penny, I think, on this edge. Let's see, will a dime fit in there? See, I'm just kind of playing around here. So I know I'm going to do this one, and then I think I'm going to do that penny. I want another nickel. I didn't want too much of that quarter in there, to be honest. And then I'm going to do the penny right like so. So it's almost like these bulbs are balancing on top of each other and against the edge, right? All right, I'm happy. I like that. All right. Now I'm going to do big surprise, I know, one of my favorite tools. We're going to do some watercolor. So I'm going to use the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils and trace and kind of fill this in. What I want though is I want this to kind of give the vision that these are spheres and bulbs sitting in there. So I'm going to go heavy on one side and kind of pull it so I keep some shadow on one side and some highlight on the other, or I can keep the highlight in the middle, just so that I give this kind of a cylinder kind of ball shape, or look, right? All right. Now, I'm just going to pull out. I want, I think we're going to go my lumberjack plaid, and I want some yellow, so I'm going to pull in my mustard seed, and I want a green. So I'm doing a red, yellow, and green, and I'm just going to stick with those three. And I think I'm going to go mowed lawn because that's kind of more that true green, Christmassy green, right? All right, now all I'm going to do is I'm going to just go in and fill these in. So I'm just going to trace first. And I'm not putting a lot down to trace. I'm more tracing to cover up my pencil. And then I'm going to fill this in. Here's the thing to remember with colored pencils. The more I put down, the more this melts down. I call it melting because it just disintegrates like butter to me. This watercolor pencils melt down quite a bit, so just be conscious of that as you put down your color, okay? Because it is, I like the pigments of these. They're pretty heavily pigmented, and that's why I chose to do these. If you could do regular watercolor with this, however you want to do it. All right, so I'm going to do my first three colors all across the bottom. And what I might do when I'm done, may not, I'm not sure yet. I might trace these with a gold gel pen. I don't know. I haven't decided, to be honest, quite yet. I think I'm going to go a yellow again in this one. And here's the deal. When I didn't expect this to be so easy, to be honest. I just was like, here's my idea. This is what I'm going to do. But man, this just makes such an easy card to do. So easy. The process itself is not complicated at all. You could knock out a chunk of these in no time, in bulk. And let's go, yeah, let's do a yellow, as if we've got a yellow topper to our tree. Get it bright. Okay. Now, I'm just using a smaller pencil, or excuse me, smaller brush. And I didn't clean this the best from the last time I used it, so just let me get this off here. I got some gold on there, which would actually be okay, but... All right. I don't have my best set here. My other set is not at home at the moment. All right, so I'm just wetting this down. I'm pulling some of this water off. I don't want this super wet, because I still want to be able to control my pencil without it bleeding on me too much, right? So I'm not getting it crazy, like drippy wet. Now, I'm just going to go in, and I call it melting. I'm just melting down my color and pulling it over, okay? Melting down my color and pulling it over. Softening down the edge where I traced around. And now I'm going to get just a little bit more water in there to soften that out. Like so. Now I want to just give it a little bit more shadow. So now I'm going to go brush to pencil. Okay. And trace some more back in here so I get more shadow here on this one side that I can pull out. Like so. Super easy technique on this one. And you can layer this in as much as you want. How dark do you want this? And I think I'm going to leave that one just like it is. All right. Rinse, rinse, rinse. We're going to go on to the next one. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to melt this down. This dissipates that color so nice with these colored pencils, I am telling you. All right. I don't want this too pigmented on this side, so I'm going to rinse out just a little bit. Pull this edge in that I traced. Okay. And then soften out. And I feel like I have actually enough pigment on here that I'm going to leave that one as is. I'm happy with that. Now, if you wanted to go through, like I think I'm going to do this, so I'm not rinsing as much, I'm going to do my all my reds here first. Like so. I should have did the green too, but that's all right. I rinsed and pulled that water off just a little bit because I'm just pulling that line in that I traced. I'm just barely tapping that edge to grab that color so I have that little edge on it. Okay? And I'm going to leave that one as is. I'm happy with that one, actually. I don't need to add more to that. And I'll do the other green here since we had the other green done. Same thing. Now I'm going to get I'm pulling just a little extra water in. If you get too much, dry your brush off and get it. Make it a thirsty brush so you can mop up any extra that you just feel you got too much of. And I'm just barely tapping that edge to kind of pull that color in just a little bit. And then that green for some reason is washing down just like the other one. So I'm going to do the same thing. And throw some more color into that. And then just pull that over to soften it out. Just like so. Okay? Alright, let's do my 3 yellows. Same way. Melt that down and pull it over. Okay. Now I'm going to take and grab that edge so I can just soften that down. Like so. I'm going to get a little thirsty brush so I can pull some of that off to keep that round kind of feel. Okay? And let's just do our last little two. I'm getting some dirty fingers here and I'm messing this up, but we'll use the eraser to get some of those off. Alright, same concept. Just going to get this a little wet so I can grab that edge. Like so. And my last bulb. It doesn't get any easier than this. It just, all from a little ad. All from that little inspirational ad. Let's see if I can't mop this up. And soften that down. If you get a little marked with watercolor, don't fret. You can mop it down. You had some little splatters for some reason. Ink splatter it if you want and blend those in too. Doesn't matter. Okay, enough of that. Alright, there you have it. I'm going to dry this because I do think I want to trace this with my my gold gel pen. any color you want. Pinks are really popular this year for Christmas, so you could do pink bulbs, pink and gold. You could do watercolor shimmer colors. I could add shimmer over the top of this. I don't have a shimmer pen, but it'd be so cool to add a little shimmer over the top of this. Little perfect pearls over the top of this would look great. I actually have a Crayola marker that might actually work. This is gold, and it does. That gel pen just did not want to roll over the edge of this pencil. Sorry, not talking. If I talk, I'll shake as I'm tracing. My pencil didn't show as much when I practiced this, so I think I got a little heavy-handed here on camera with the pencil because it blended out nicely the time I practiced this. So, lesson learned: don't be so heavy-handed when you're tracing, and you wouldn't have to necessarily do too much after you're done watercoloring, to be honest. I just got a little heavy-handed talking, I think. And actually, that ain't so bad. That ain't horrible. Alright, let's just put this together. And kind of see what this looks with some color up against it. Alright? So, let me stand up too so I can make sure I'm lining things up nicely. Alright. Like so. And like so. What a cute, simple little Christmas card. This is why I like to look for inspiration, because I just feel like, you know, if you can find the supplies that you have that'll work, it's just fun to create something out of something you might see, right? All right, let me just zoom in just a little bit so you can kind of see this. And there you have it. That's just a simple little watercolored kind of Christmas card. Easy peasy. You could knock a whole bunch of these out in no time as well. So let's go back up here. Let me give you kind of a face shot of this. I think that looks great. I could have done better on my tracing. I get a little shaky, so lesson learned, don't be too hard on the pencil when you trace, or you could lightly just erase it. But there you have it. This is from Merry Everything from Gina K. Was my stamp set, silver embossed, traced over my quarter, my penny, and my dime, and did some watercoloring with Tim Holtz watercolor pencils. So hope this gave you some inspiration. Hope this kind of entices you just to kind of keep your eyes open for any inspiration that might be able to turn it into a card. So you saw my inspiration at the beginning of the video, and that's where this one came from. So thank you so much for hanging with me. I hope this gives you some ideas for Christmas cards, and maybe you might take this and interpret it into something else as well, right? That's what it's all about. I appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, and you can also find me on Instagram at Manly Made Minute. Until next time, I'll see you then.